good evening, good afternoon, good morning, or whenever you're watching this. This is my video debate. I'm Christian Hotchkiss. What I'm here to argue is that we should resolve our Second Amendment in favor of more gun control. We need a lot more heavily regulated and controlled and well-worded policies regarding gun control in the U.S. because the way as it is now, is far too loose and ambiguous, and there's tons of loopholes, and it allows a lot of shady practice going on in the distribution of firearms. So what I suggest is that we have a federally mandated background check throughout the U.S., implement a 3-day wait time on all purchases of handguns, and implement policies that require all firearm transfers to be routed through licensed retailers, mirroring the ones we have in 6 states currently that have been proven to be effective, hopefully reducing the amount of violent crime in the U.S. and reducing the influx of legally purchased guns in the illegal market. The reason being for this is a lot of this information to follow, which is provided by an article by Jonathan Masters, writer and editor for PBS's Council on Foreign Relations, and an article done in 2012, and also provided by Garen Wittenmoot from the Violence Prevention Research Program and the University of California, Davis in 2015. Now, according to Jonathan Masters' article, the United States, with less than 5% of the world's population, has 35 to 50% of the world's civilian-owned guns. We have no federal laws banning semi-automatic assault weapons, military-style 50 caliber rifles, handguns, or large-capacity ammunition magazines, which can increase the potential lethality of a given firearm. There was a federal prohibition on assault weapons and high-capacity magazines between 1994 and 2004, but Congress allowed these restrictions to expire. We also rank number 1 in firearms per capita, and we also have the highest homicide by firearm rate among the world's most developed nations. Now, according to Garen Wittenmoot's article, we have been our firearm-related criminal violence has been increasing. In 2011, there were an estimated 467,000 firearm-related violent crimes in the U.S., a 26% increase from 2008. 11,000 of which were firearm homicides, and an estimated 55,000 of which were resulting from firearm-related assaults. Also here in the U.S., we have kind of a dual market for how our guns are sold. We have guns that are sold through licensed retailers, and we have guns that are sold through what is called a gun show loop, or through private parties. Now, this private party loop is something that's mainly come to occur due to the implementation of the Firearm Owners Protection Act in 1986, which was a very ambiguously worded act, which basically stated that you are only a gun retailer if you devote your time, attention, and labor to dealing in firearms as a regular course of trade or business with the principal objective of livelihood and profit, which means that people can sell large amounts of firearms and claim it as occasional sale or exchanges, and say it's for a personal collection or a hobby, and people can sell a lot of these and just claim hobbyist status. But the reality is that 40% of all firearm transactions are done through private parties, and 80% of those that are done through 80% of guns that are sold for criminal intent or to people with criminal intent are done by private parties. And the difference between a licensed retailer and a private party is basically that if you're a licensed retailer, you have to follow some federal mandates and go through background checks, which most of the time are actually completed with minutes. But if you're a private party, you can basically sell to anybody without getting a background check, and all you have to do is claim that you didn't know they had criminal intent, and it's not a crime. So I think we need to have a much more strongly worded, as I've said, and less ambiguously worded act throughout guns, and hopefully we can reduce the amount of violent crime and, like I said, reduce the influx of legally purchased guns into the illegal market. Thank you.